audio the to say what person join the convoy bia no betimi aba to honum na me na communicate communicate to say the esi sa pepe ti bibia de no start here no nti honum na akontom na enyina ebe hia according to police for Morocco police for investigation to say obi na aseda de ekuom de etie no
chako no kula kum nipa because gas wo mo ehia gas wo mo but there one say gas na kum wa only say call dream say you have headache na baby the client means every Ghanaian here to cross there's somebody taking money from him to go. And so they don't want them to get to us because we know the law and we are going to tell them they are right and maybe they are going to lose their clients who are also, a lot of Ghanaians are dying every day on the sea.
And when I did a 2 months say Ghana needed Shebi or Morocco na addiction na wu wane nempna oye alatani ena womo efrimu na ehonsem no ba ye no ye de tudwa one for reach out ebi ehse abrantie no wo munim no bia wo free ene honsem but ma yenko details of adekopotia sabre allegedly and I say enhwemu nyansi ye nti yentumi kansi ne pi but based on the manfo ko hunu ye wo edam ho betumi akase ekuma abrantie ene nempna latani no ye ma those details ye be ko Morocco na ye ne yonko brebo pa wone no ehwebo ma branch we free mo no ye ne na kwakwadi enkomo enu achi no ye ne Ghana ye association a ewo Morocco wo mo president ne secretary enso be di enkomo ne ahwe the embassy no ye and then amanebo kire say we ye ade a esi obi be fa ne say ye kokokra se di pewu ewo Morocco omo chere say ade ye kokokra ye be di nyina ho enkomo and into straight away meko na yakwakodi enkomo no but before then kai say wo sika bi mane ekofie Ghana you should tap send the fastest and the easiest way ye di sika mane de ekofie nti mo remfi da kai say wo be mane sika bi abribia fi we asia fan na ba bia tap send download the app necessary the kai said diaspora insurance insurance ema Ghana for a work control ene Ghana for a wofie the teacher wo work control mo pese efie asetena mu how be ye wo hawa ene diaspora insurance for ni nkomo be insure na wo mo insure wo mo so wofie no all under you enti e ba ne sana asem si ofie a straight away diaspora insurance be handle e dey amount enti for phone na scan the barcode na ho screen na se ho no scan e be bie portal na click so na fill it within where country hour so country out free or telephone number obetumi click down or say call me back or be throw back na omama breakdown no hunu option na obeteki na etumi aboa we enti straight away ma mene abrantie nkonkwedi nkomo enti ayanya ne say wo ye yonko prekope edema abrantie a we free mu na yenkonkohwe so far de wono so atie ne ho network ne too strong into no do ye ne secretary bedding come over video no ye ne come over audio because network no enye too strong ewo ba bia owo no mini first of all ye be mo akwa mimisa ya te say abrantie we free mu ye oyonko pa ne mpo wona ne kasa ye ana mu wo plans and sana say we eba aboya mane dena esia nkasa na dena wonim
okay mpacho mimi dian ko fodi nimi emugis dian dodo ade nimu na rastan so eminipa na kontum na enyina so ebehia wa ha no na ne dian nkasa di awudu ye kwa me faso di nimu na kontum na ebehia wa ha no
okay dian potin esi dian potin na esi nkasa
okay the see and say that was very last month mo hon no na yetena as plan say ye pese ye convoy no pese mi kire mu ye amo amwa ndo mo ti ase but obi owo fie ndo on ti convoy ni ye say ye nyina like ye ba be ko djuma ye be fa nsuso akwa abrochire ene convoy no ntino ya na yetena say ye plan ye de cause Morocco anum no connection man for no omo twinkrofo di pa so why na media no kwanya me no connection man bia ntwi mi die but onkrofo bibra connection man for den atwomedi nti na yet na ase plan ye cause yan ya be hu adwuma no so say arabu for no omodi wonim kwa na so mo lead wa enyes ka bia no moje nti no me ono na ya brother man ba ko say fidie so enyo obia na be pese ni din be pia bonten ono na wo fi mu no awudo no na ya brother man big man ba ko bi ono so wa hanom na yetena ase plan ye na ya danfo ba ko no ye frɛ no kobi tie plan ye se pese de yenso ye gigi skaka graphic Ghana for no na ye de pe boat ni machine machine moto no na ye de kwa bochire into no honum feel last month when they started planning na me cry am follow me WhatsApp line pa antino na me taye audio de to say what person join the convoy bia no betimi aba to honum na me ohana me na communicate to say the esi sa pepe de bibi ade na start here no nti honum na akontom na nyina be hia
okay what you say na mo plan say anka more sign you so friend say convoy convoy de Ghana name differently nti mo convoy na different convoy na mo de free Morocco ako Spain no mo plan second one crank am babeko and away esi so what do you make of timing mo plan say mo beko way and then all of a sudden we yesi enyo ono nko anso nipa mienu wonne mpena e wodan ba komo no what do you make of me now can see any as a friend and de watete no o kan bo mu ade na beka
no kro ni nyame nim de nyankopon pe ni nim de esi na mintimi kire say e sign say enye sign say e fi nyame ho say e fi bonsamo cause one thing I mean no say on any girlfriend no so in Nigeria no ba hand that was last month over here African couple ni bi no so de car so person dey offense so de ko but won say no mo na ye di kan hihye convoy ba ko de da sa convoy na no asay so wan nti no Nigerian girl no that first convoy no nka ho me ankasa de me man ko sa convoy de ni bi sa penti na me mo Casablanca na me microphone ko ho no according to me microphone no enu mo asem me say Nigerian girl no ba ho no mo no second convoy Nigerian girl no ba ho no mo no oba ho no first day oba ho no ma ohun ono awudu na oni ni nyina efi mu no first day ohun na ono aka say like ni boy no so what you say nti no ade we die ginya me pe ni nim say sign o say den yo nti mi de mi kire ono mpi so what you say
okay you best say about hobre pamuni ya ba be din komo but meaning final word yansana mako president and secretary of association so na mene wo mo so akwakodi enkomo in brief final words
last thing and then me contact Casablanca chairman say ya dan funa wo batene kan na Casablanca chairman ka so ono nti bibia sayo and I'm say okay na Ghana embassy so emane nya we no so dey be but obe contact Rabat chairman ashe into Rabat chairman no hana Casablanca chairman sabe contact me back say for contact Rabat chairman na asem ni see no Rabat chairman no otie Rabat chairman so no na bo Ghana embassy amane nti according to embassy no so say police for no say the way they na akoye no omo according to omo suspect ni say eyem obi na ase de ku om enye ti say nyankopon na nkasa na ase da afre atons afre according to police for Morocco police for investigation say obi na ase da de eku om de etie no
okay ebeda sipi ebusia for na de esi ewo Morocco no ene egusu a yedi ho enkomo no nti quickly ma me jump on na me secretary Emma Ghana for womo ewo Morocco understand the next association womo teye enche kra ma yene no eni enkomo no ankasa so atena Morocco ache over some years ni ansana we is intino he will be in a better position obetumi aboaye ma yase secretary ebemu akwaba first of all obeda ho adi kakra ma ye hu within association na afi yenhwe the SCA no Minimum association definitely mwati na na mwati ankasa efa ewu no
so far no me ye from me yemo odoe na me secretary general of the Ghana Renaissance Association. I created adult 3 years, almost 3 years near created among the last countries to create an association here, because the oldest is from Senegal, is over 50 years, getting to 100 years, because Senegal and Morocco have a long-term relationship. So yeah, me Secretary General was association when my year over 20 years work as an artist and as an activist and as a NGO worker too. So that's why, yeah, mainly focus on migration and on my work as an artist. And the soon say me information in me way, you know, so because I'm a very, very busy person. So rarely I'll be looking at the news except when I have a time, and mostly I'm focused on what is happening in Ghana. Make sure the course work Ghana until video now post here and me who also wa post passport say share Ghana in bush for so being bet to me I recognize you know immediately I'm phone and friend your president Mr. Zubiro on also of free northern region of free Tamale. Which my friend no confirm me yes I see since 3 days near me sorry because I've been busy moving around me career exhibition be with Marrakesh and I'm a bunch of my friend who crap on catcher and say my ba me could do honor my friend but me buy my friend and confirm me and me more na me bisa no because me my year juma any doctors like Doctors Without Borders back in the days juma were migration in yamanti be a na migrant health ni nyama movement krata wo hanyina no minim humbi pa because me juma me na mo has an activist no nti be friend no confirm me yes anti me mo na me bisa ne say which side and me rabat and no catch him saying rabat Tangier and a Tangier soon now say Hawaii yipa because inundation by you know a drew also in Swoto ema Morocco hapa ban kingdom in Swoto ema sena Accra most of the time no but we know I been see be there for over 40 years ni nti nsuo na awonso buy pa nti baby Tangier honu ben Spain nti awonso wo pa nti okachem say Tangier pen na me can say me use magic anya Gaza na because gas na ekum crofo hapa nti no confirm me yes say omukobie dino Fiera ba ya okobie dan because in crofo from omu answer nti obi frɛ Fiera no be bie apartment me who say gas of pa bon wo fie no apartment no nti ni kyerɛ sɛ gas na ekumomo in the circumstance in the sisia na ye start investigation but onuka chem someone started the embassy your friend embassy akachiro mu dada but most of the time no gas asphyxiation no inhaling no is very common. It's very common among foreigners and mostly coming from sub-Saharan Africa. 2 years ago, it's not quite long ago, it was about 3 Senegalese students who went off like that because in sub-Saharan Africa, we don't have the culture of the cold. Yeah, I want New York side, right? We don't have this kind of discipline. Say, okay, you it's not in our culture. And among for bedru hasana most of the time no moon drew Europe among tunkwa Europe na it's almost first time obia adwin koso say they have to sensitize them, they have to draw awareness that look in the winter here it's not the way you think because most of the time a basa na because normally you have to go to the mall and buy a heater to heat your apartment. And now one room be now why heat because I want to do how to say Europe. And Chomu names a kind of system now. Omwa duina yekoshishwe ibi charcoal bi yekoshwe coal bi adi ye atai bi tea bi warm but charcoal nuclear kum nipa because gas will more share gas will more. But there one say gas na kum wa only say dream say you have headache and baby. And you know come nipa and before realize and one so be able to say oh sometimes people are saved that say oh who say obi abba from Africa but you be knocking and you be no Omu break here, you know, say okay, nipa wuko because onunu oh, it's just a headache into your obedana ebeko, but on him say uno wuko nunti. It's something very common in Morocco among migrants because omomunim, and if it comes from this kind of awareness, as I say, embassies, any associations to say they say. But sometimes, because of the conditions, what doing terms say, okay, it's winter, let's go around, because we don't even have media stations where we can go on the media station and announce all this thing and do program, because most of the media stations are Moroccan media stations. You have to be invited there. You can't just walk there, and so community problem is community problem. It doesn't concern Moroccan authorities until the West come. Even when the West come awareness and all, it's up to the community to do their own awareness. Nobody is preventing you from that, but you have to find the channel of which awareness. As you say now, you say, oh, okay, we have not been able to. We are drawing awareness to those we can get to, but those we cannot get to, because most of the one of the main thing in Morocco here, Ghana for Baha, Omumba Yenchen, Omumba Ghana for Nchen is what they do all over the world, because Omobai, the catch say, Ohungana and Fanning Kasa, say, he says something now, Yankasa any government account several times. Amakacha say, anywhere you go, if whether America, Canada, Ghana, Libedua, Efufra, on peso be Ghana for. Inti yes ana baby on send on benya information omunim the ekosu wakromu ha. Conditions about Ghanaians are very, very harsh in Morocco because it's a francophone country first of all, and Ghanaians no mubaha no omunina be found so imposu ako. TNS yetina ha ye awareness because me juma no me the NGOs human rights NGOs here jumanti draw awareness. Yan prevent you be say men call Spain, men call Italy, men France, but we have to make sure we tell you about your rights and the dangers, and it's up to you. I mean, Europe cry echo draw awareness. Me need program wo Morocco ha, me nam Spain, me nam France, ni niama echo ye yinti. There is something very common during the winter. It's not unique to Ghanaians. It's not even unique to migrants alone. It's also happening within the student community and whatever. It can be mostly happens with the francophone communities a lot.
Like I said, the old chain say gas no and womo home echo mumu na ekum womo ewo. That is quite strange unless Morocco ebia more type of heating system is different from the Yenim Ewo Amama Yahodo also. And you know, probably be between Abuaya. And then my other issue here, see an identification. A brand, you know, though a bit more church, we say Ofriha, we say Ominim no Rasta or you say and all that. More identification process and a dead body, no, what becomes of it?
Okay. And the Sini say gas no Morocco need heating system. Apartment or buildings need a heating system, with the exception of very few bourgeoisie, the colonial buildings, but all this modern day apartment, we have 3 different types of apartment here, or even 4. They are having it in Ghana now because you have Moroccan companies in Ghana like Adoha, which is constructing apartments. So we have the economic one, which is accessible to anybody, which is like from $20,000, from $25,000, $30,000. That is the economical one. This is accessible to the everyday Moroccan people. And so this is what most of migrants will rent. This is what they will rent, is between let's say 3,000 dirham. Let's say it's between $350 to $400. Yeah, this is what they will rent in a group and stay inside. This is the most available one for any migrant, the cheapest. Then you have the you have grades. Then you have the second grade, which will cost maybe about $600 dollars a month, 700. Then you have the higher grade. The more you can pay, it can go up to $2,000. It depends on, but the higher it goes, the more it's upgrade. But with this $25,000 apartment, they have no heating system. They only have you have the heating system they have is for the shower and the kitchen heater to heat water. So you have a heater, natural heater, where you go, you open your this thing, then the hot water comes out. The electricity bills wait for you at the end of the month. But they don't have they have even if you're lucky, they have air conditions and all. But what they don't put is a heating system. The heating system, you get it in the hotels and everything. Or maybe you are paying for a very expensive apartment, which means let's say from $1,000 going, which means these are specially think of. But what a migrant, a student, will get access to immediately here in Morocco if they don't come from a very rich family, because no government is going to give them the allowance for that. If they're coming from really rich families, then they have access to this most expensive apartment where it's well equipped. But most of the apartment, they will 95%, 99% of the apartment they will rent. They are not equipped with this heating system. So you have to go to the supermarket. During the winter, you can grab, the cheapest you can grab could be even $40, $50. You can get it, affordable one, not quality one, but you can. But most of them, when they come, they have no idea of all this, because they don't come from a culture of coldness. We are coming from a culture where we have everything. That's why we are most of the time outside. So it cuts them, the cold catches them off guard. Most of them have to put on a lot of jackets, and then they realize, no, it's not solving this problem, so I have to find a heater. And the first thing that comes to mind is to open the gas and be doing some tea and make sure, put the gas on, let the fire keep burning, and they sleep off because it's heating the environment. Some will even go and buy a small bottle of gas and put it near the bed. And this can kill, because just in case the fire alone it could cause, it could be an accident. It could start burning something, your clothes, the blankets, or when the fire turns off, the gas leaks. And while you are sleeping, it takes you off. It does not wake you up because there is no pain. It doesn't create any kind of pain where you'll be like, okay. There are so many stories where somebody wants to go to use the toilet, then he realizes he can no more walk, he's falling. Then he will be lying down waiting for help. Then he realizes that something is happening. But if they are not in that state, when they are sleeping, they think, oh, it's just a sleep. I'm feeling dizzy, let me sleep. And then that's it. You find them in the morning dead. It's really common here. Even it happens to Moroccans who cannot afford, who take those kind of risks, who are living in the periphery, very far from the big cities. It happens a lot. So it got nothing to do, but it got something to do with not doing awareness, national awareness on the. It got something to not doing awareness every winter to talk about the realities of this, because it's killing every year. It's killing people here, and like I'm saying, most of the victims are students, because students are those who are renting this kind of apartment. So it's something that is happening a lot. Secondly, for the cops is you were able to talk to our president, Mr. Zubiru. Cops is something that nobody want to support. No NGO support to help to send a cop home. If somebody dies here, most of the time, if the person is a Muslim, you just go to the mosque. They go to the mosque and inform the mosque that he's a Muslim and the family don't have the means, but they want the person to be buried here. the mosques, the Muslim community, Moroccan Muslim community, they take care of it immediately. But when the person is a Christian or the person is unidentified, it becomes a problem. I'm talking about this because I have reached last year, we have to bury 3 people who were burned in a migrant camp. These were people I did an artistic project with. And then I traveled to France and I came back, walk around a bit in Europe, and I came back 3 weeks. I was called that the people I work with, they have burned in fire. And so they have to be buried. Luckily, the mother and the daughter were buried by a church because the family decided she's from the Ivory Coast. But the husband, who is from Cameroon, who will die later on at the hospital because they were burned, I was lucky to go and meet him at the hospital before he died. The family said they want him back to Cameroon, and there was nobody to pay. There is no NGO, nobody could help. We tried to raise funds, it was impossible. And as the family was determined, they have to pay. Then the price is between, it goes between 30,000, 3,000, from $3,000 to $5,000 before if you want to get the cops home. So mostly when the family are willing, there is, but nobody is able to rise up. The 20 years I've spent here where I've worked with Doctors Without Borders, nobody comes out to, the community have to contribute, everybody have to contribute. No embassy is doing that because they consider death as something natural. And if you want to be taking cops home, people are dying every day. So if you want to be sending cops home, nobody can finance that. So if the family want their cops back home, they have to finance that.
Okay.
So there's no NGO.
A branch we know, and a family, me contact family, no, and I say.
When I say normally say it happens. We are waiting for the approval of the embassy first, because what is happening with the Ghanaian community, we are the least organized here. We are the least organized. Ghanaians are always hiding, afraid. Our association, we're supposed to create it 10 years ago. It was only 3 years ago, really, because even with the encouragement of the embassy, I have personally created a lot of associations here with other communities. I have my own association with a cultural movement and all, but to convince Ghanaians, it was only just of recent when the embassy came in. I mean, previous ambassadors have also tried embassy, but Ghanaians were not willing to come together. But when now they realize that with the association, you can demand for your right here. I mean, when the Moroccan authorities want to address to you, they don't want to talk to one person, they want to talk to an association, which is very common. So every community have their association here. We have community associations and country associations, and we have associations which englobe all migrants here. And so our own is the newest in the kingdom. We could have created 10 years ago. The Moroccan authorities were asking all the communities to create associations. Our own just came, so it's still taking time. Ghanaians don't trust Ghanaians here because most of them came to travel to Europe, and the people who are helping them to go say, "Don't talk to nobody," because we become those who spoil their business, which is already a criminal business. Is considered in the Moroccan law is criminality already. So they don't really get to us because they don't trust us, which is there's a human right law which protects them. And they bring their clients. The clients means every Ghanaian here to cross, there's somebody taking money from him to go. And so they don't want them to get to us because we know the law and we are going to tell them they are right, and maybe they are going to lose their clients, who are also, a lot of Ghanaians are dying every day on the sea. And so they prevent, it's only when there is problems like this, death or somebody is sick, then we get access to them. If not that, when they come, they tell them not to talk to us. So we don't know the amount. Recently, we said there were about 400. We are doing investigation. They were like, no, they are not all Ghanaians. They are Ghanaian Ivorians, or some are Ghanaians by using Ivorian passport. We are still investigating. But now that recently Ghana have visa free, we are looking at in a year time, what will change here in Morocco. Are we going to see them as Ghanaians, or they are going to be Ghanaian Ivorians still? So this is the situation here. Nobody pays a corpse to go back home because death is considered something natural. If you are going to do that, you have to be sending about 100 corpses a week, because there is a large community of migrants here, and people are dying every day because of health issues. People are dying every day here. I mean, recently they have to bury about 50 of them who have spent over nearly 10 years. Some have spent 10 years in the mortuary. Nobody is claiming them up. They have no family here and everything. And so when it be like that, it's like that. They have to abandon them there, and they stay there for years at the mortuary. And then the Moroccan authorities decide now to bury them because nobody is coming forward after certain years. They just buried, last year they buried about 50 of them, nearly 50, 49 to 50 of them. Yeah.
Secretary, that's education way very, but Brenny Brown, time to time, you better now, Yashe said, any echo, Morocco.
No problem. Because we need to draw awareness mostly to the Ghanaian community in North Africa. We need to draw big awareness because a lot is happening here. People are losing their life. I think our president told you already. Last year we have to, with the IOM, that's International Listing of Migration, Community of Migration, we have to, for 6 months, we're negotiating for them to repatriate 2 Ghanaians who were in a serious health issue. Luckily, we were able to take them back home. But without that, if they don't get to us and they have critical condition, they have to go back home. They see the IOM and they have to wait on a waiting list. If they are still alive, you can find that IOM on a waiting list. And then when they see that the person come go into the plane and all, then they assist because they have IOM also in Ghana. They have it in the country, then they coordinate. But when the person is dead, but we have to do a lot because personally, I'm really known in the kingdom when it comes to this. I'm a specialist on migration issues, and all my artistic work is involved around this. I'm a musician, I'm an interdisciplinary artist, a musician, a photographer. All is based on migration, people moving. So my artwork it evolves around migration, human movement. That's why I watch most of your program, Aviation This Week and all, because some of the country you go, sometimes I visit too. So yeah, thank you. And I'm happy finally I could talk to you, and thank God all the things you went through, and today we can hear from you because we have been following you. Thank you so much for giving this opportunity to communicate with you.
All right. I was 40 assistants now, not just dear yet every Morocco. No, yes, ne young kono, actually say or suspect BBA, but association and such as based on the Omuhunu ye and the SCC Bribia Tremo Pano, or met me aka say a gas and a ako mumu ama wo mo ahomea edisa uwe ede aba. Hey.